Talkin' Sex Live is recorded in front of a live audience. This show is for mature listeners only. Hello, you're Talkin' Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I'm Diane.
And I am Chet, and we're unlicensed sexual health therapists. We're not anybody who's had any type of formal training or anything.
We're just a couple who's had a whole lot of sex.
And we want to share our knowledge with the world by answering calls from people who are
watching and wanting to
seek advice and whatnot. So we are streaming right now to Twitch. We're also recording for podcast and also recording for YouTube. But we are going to welcome our guest specialist for tonight. We've got Dr. Bexxx coming in from the satellite. How you doing tonight, Dr. Bexxx?
Hi, Dr. Bexxx.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I've missed you guys.
Yeah, it's been a long time. What have you been up to? You've been traveling?
I have, and I have to be honest, I am a little bit jet lagged. I just got back from an adult-only resort.
What?
I think it's
wow.
It's Secrets. It's Secrets.
Secretions, I like that.
Yeah, so I am just a little jet lagged up here and down there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a lot of sex going on there. We actually looked at one of those places. We want to go to one of those nude resorts at Palm Springs. There's only a drive away. It's not too far. It's pretty quick. But yeah, what was your experience like there, Dr. Bexxx?
I'm going to say a lot of nudity, a lot of sleeping in and sleeping up, if you will. It was great, and it's very intimate. It was just my husband and I, and it was wonderful just to recharge our relationship and really set like a second honeymoon kind of for us. And I mean, it was just really, really wonderful. Yeah, nakedness, lots of drinks, kind of everything you want. I felt like I was in college on spring break.
Oh, very cool. Just a bunch of naked.
But I was with one man this time.
It is true. But the thing is, with a lot of those nudist resorts, people think it's going to be just like super hot, beautiful people. There's people of all types, body types, all shapes and sizes.
And ages.
Yeah, and it's not about just looking, it's about being just being free and naked.
Body positive.
Yes, being very, very body positive. So if you think it's going to be a huge like orgy, it's really not that. Was that your experience when you went?
Yeah, not an orgy at all. Just my husband and I. But you're right about it. It's the freedom. That's what's so beautiful. It's not about what people look like or how they look naked. It's that freedom to be whatever you are in this open space, and everybody is accepting of it. Like, I know that orgies were happening, and that's wonderful, but we wanted time to connect with ourselves and with each other, and so that's what made it so great. But yeah, I mean, all nude is everything, and taking that into like consciousness is that everything's allowed, you know, so no one has to feel like they're not thin enough or strong enough or like muscly enough. Like, you can be whatever you are, and just showing up and having that freedom makes you beautiful.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't just go off and have sex. Like, lewdness, it's not a ludist colony, it's a nudist colony, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So again, Wells is still out. He's still having a lot of sex with his girlfriend.
Yeah, his new girlfriend.
And he can't be here with us because Saturday night's the only night he can be with his girlfriend. So
sorry,
again,
Chet and Diane, I can't do it.
We have another temporary backup producer, and tonight we've got Prostate Pete. How you doing, Prostate Pete?
Hi, Prostate Pete.
I'm doing great, guys. Hey, listen. It's really cool that you had me on. I finally got out of the land of eradication and stuff. It's really fantastic to be up here with y'all. Diane, you look very nice.
Thank you.
Dr. Bexxx, I see you on the old video screen right there. You also look very pretty. Chet, you all right?
Just is all right.
He's just all right. He's cool. Oh, come on, Pete. What's going on here? Why can't I? You're not as handsome as Dr. Bexxx or Diane. All right, you got me there, Pete. Well, Well, anyways, we're going to go ahead and talk about our video that we submitted for the film festival. So we made a new TV pilot. It's called Sex Positive with Chet and Diane. It's a lot like this show, but it's condensed down to a half hour, 22 minutes. And we also have different types of educational videos that we put in there as well. The calls are condensed down. It's much more professional and cut. So it's very polished. It's really fun. So we got into the Hollywood Shorts Comedy Film Festival. Also, we have another film festival. So that was last weekend. We want to show some films from that, but we also want to let you know that we got into something called the Los Angeles Comedy Film Festival. That's all online. It's at flowfeelfilms.com. I know it's a mouthful. Flowfeelfilms.
It's a tongue twister right there.
.com. Go to there, and then I think it's $15 or so, and you can watch all of the films from the Los Angeles Comedy Film Festival online. Ours is on there. Our pilot's on there, but we want to just go ahead and show some of our different slides that we had from the show on Saturday. So it was Diane and I, and then Dick Colby, and also Wells was there for some reason.
He was able to join us.
That was a Saturday
once.
night, but he wasn't. That wasn't his girlfriend wasn't there. She came to the premiere on Sunday. She's really nice, and she does exist, everybody. She's not made up, so we can't vouch for
We were
her.
Questioning whether or not
whether or not she was a robot or a blow-up doll or something. But, so yeah, it was Dick. I think he was trying to give me a blowjob. I don't know.
It looks like that a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, and then Wells just like, I don't know what's going on over there. A lot of these pictures are all kind of the same. But, just the men. And Dr. Bexxx, we did miss you there. Let's see, we actually got some pictures of the screen. So this is one of the educational videos. You can see Dick there. He played a character. I think that was actually my grandpa in heaven there. So, and there's Dr. Bexxx. And so she's giving some advice there. And there's Wells also on the same advice there. And it's crazy because we're in the same set. Look at this. It's all the same thing. We're here. Look at this. But also sex positive set parlor here. So anyway, another sketch there. And there's old Chet and Diane on the same couch looking really good. Hey, you look really good there, Chet and Diane. But Diane, awesome. Chet, not so much. Speaking of what, Chet, look, we got the land of erotication. So this is where Pete is from. Yeah, it's my home right there. Yeah, my butthole. Sorry, it's not a butthole. It's just a butt mound. It's off to the side. Hey, get over to the other next slide there, Chet. There he is. There's Pete.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we do a fun little song there, and Pete joins in and talks to him about how to please a prostate. So you got you're on the big screen. You got it there, Pete. So
I wonder how many people knew that was a prostate when watching that.
Hey, Diane, damn it! What? You don't think I look like a prostate? You don't think I look like a prostate? Look at this! Look at this man! Look at me! I'm an acorn. Look at that right there. Perfect acorn. This is my urethra. See that urethra right there?
Oh yes.
The urine goes right through me. But whatever. I know it's not very recognizable, but that's my goal in life is to spread knowledge about prostate health. I'm an example. Don't be like me. I drink too much whiskey and smoke too much cigarettes and eat fatty foods, and I need to eat more leafy greens and phytonutrients to make sure that I don't form any type of weird cancerous cells in me. But learn from my mistakes, folks. Take it back to you there, Chet. Okay, so we actually do have our sizzle reel. I don't know, we'll go ahead and play that so that everybody has a little bit of an idea of what this sex positive show's all about. It's a fun little ditty. We can go ahead and bring that up.
This is Sex Positive with Chet and Diane. We're just a couple who's had a lot of sex and a lot of experience.
That's right. We want to emphasize the lot of sex part.
We answer questions from callers.
Donald Flunt, he can only be aroused when Joe Buck is calling a football game.
I'm sorry, I gotta throw the red flag down and challenge that. Ejaculation sounds like Disneyland to me right now, and I'm stuck somewhere by that medieval times in Buena Park.
A lot of people are doing butt stuff.
Anal sex is in the Bible.
No, they sodomized a lot of people in the Old Testament.
So, Kim, you think if your husband were to stick his penis in your butthole, that the government would put you on some sort of list and they would come find you?
Not at all.
Well, I just don't want to be...
I've hit that age in my life where the 20-year-olds on Grindr just assume I'm going to pay them for sex.
Throw a dead cat and for whatever woman it hits. We'll bring it to the three-way, okay?
That's a
It doesn't
new
matter who it
analogy.
is.
And show sex education videos.
If you want to pleasure a girl,
Then you must slow down your stroking.
take your time when touching her pearl.
When you accomplish the mountain.
Try finding other places to masturbate.
Stop masturbating while you shower!
We also have other sexy segments.
I'll drop a load off the side of that thing.
Wait, just take a dump?
Poop off of it?
No, drop a load.
Oh!
What are you feeling in the moment?
The dulcet tones of your voice are giving me a 38% of an erection.
I'm hard.
Are you having like a million wet dreams then, since you're not
Yeah, how are you
getting any
releasing?
release at all?
Come visit me in my compound in Las Vegas and fuck yourselves.
Well, he does that every morning.
Yeah, I do. I have sex with myself.
That was
we found it for
that
them.
was one of the most successful calls I think I've been on.
Yeah, actually had them have sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Right
know,
on the call. Nice job, everybody. We won sex, health, and sex relationships. All right, so what we actually did for that is we filmed 4 different episodes, and then we cut together what we thought was what would make a good pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we had some callers call in for that, and we made some educational videos to go along with the callers, and so it was good. We had some old friends like Danny Bananas called in.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, so check it out on free. I can't even get this name straight. I got to pull it up again.
Free flow.
It's flowfeelfilms.com. flowfeelfilms.com.
That was way off.
Yeah. So and Dr. Bexxx, you were there. How'd you feel about the whole experience?
I thought it was wonderful. I feel like we talked to a lot of people, helped a lot of people, and the fact that you were able to edit it and put it into, not just a sizzle reel, but also the episode. Like, I hope that people go to flowfeelfilms.com and I hope they check it out, because it's a really fantastic episode, and it just shows, when we all can get together, how we can do. And I love that we have our Saturdays that we can meet up and do this, but when we actually have a chance to really all be together in the same room and then have the callers call in, I think is really good. And the fact that you edited it and showed it to the world is such an accomplishment.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and but we're keeping the podcast going. We're keeping the live stream going for those who want to have more sexual knowledge and more sex education. Pete, who do we have calling in right now? We got a man. His name is Vinnie Funicelli. Yeah, Vinnie Funicelli, and he's got a fun little idea here. So he lets his goomad, which is called a side chick for those who don't know what goomads are. He only lets his goomad suck him off, but lately his wife's been begging him to suck his dick, but he can't let her because that's the mouth that she kisses her kids with. So she doesn't want his wife to kiss him. Hello, you're talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I am Chet.
And I'm Diane.
And is this Vince? Is that right?
Hey, it's Vinny.
Vinny. Sorry
not
about
Vince.
that. Sorry. It's close.
Only my mother calls me Vincent.
Oh.
Okay, nobody calls me Vince.
Hey, that's a good name, man.
Thank you very much, Vinnie Buricelli over here.
Got it, Vinny. So, Vinny, I guess you have
a problem that your wife wants to give you a blowjob. Is that?
Yeah. So
yeah, I know. It's sometimes things are a little backwards, in life.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you. Let me explain the situation over here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very commonplace in Italian American culture for a married man to have a gumma, a side chick, a side piece, a side bitch, if you will.
Okay, interesting.
And I treat her basically like a fuck doll. When I seize her, I do whatever. She does whatever. I don't care. Okay. But my wife and I, we got 4 kids. All of them are under 5 years old. Okay.
Oh wow, busy.
So I got a 4-year-old named Carmine. I got twins that are 3, Carmelo and Carmela, and then I got a newborn named Carmen. Okay. So my wife wants to suck me off. Okay. But she kisses my kids with their mouth. And I just can't think about, my, Italian sausage going in her mouth and then kissing my kids, okay?
Yeah.
But she keeps begging. She's like, Vinny, let me suck it. Let me suck it. And I'm like, no, sweetie, you can't. You can't.
You're like...
It's been very difficult.
I think you're the only married man that will turn down a blowjob from his wife.
Yeah. There's that old joke that I read in a Playboy once. It was like, why does a woman smile when she walks down the aisle to get married? Well, why does a new bride smile? And it's because she knows she'll never have to give a blowjob for the rest of her life. But
hey.
You ever heard that one, Dr. Bexxx?
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Go
I
ahead.
have it, but that's very funny.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's true though, right? You're just like, I don't have to do this shit anymore. But now she does. So what all of a sudden changed it up for her?
Well, no. I mean, she's always been a very giving oral pleasurer.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, ever since it's sort of in my head, she loved it. She knew her way around down there. She was like a surgeon.
Oh.
But like now. The thing is I can't get over the mental hurdle. And she's begging at me, and every time I says no, she wants it even more,
Oh, yeah.
So now it's like, we're playing a game of, cat and dick, if you will.
I mean, does she use mouthwash afterwards, or does she clean out her mouth, or?
Well, of course, everybody she has oral hygiene. What are you trying to say? My wife's got a dirty mouth?
I'm just saying, like, after you suck, I mean... it's like it goes away. You're not gonna have
dick in
your mouth all the time.
Sure, that's easy for you to say, but in my head, all I can see is my dick in her mouth, and then 20 minutes later, her kissing my kid.
Got it.
And I'm just thinking, oh, she's kissing my kid with dick mouth right now.
So it's not so much like the actual. It's all of like the actual physical. Dick cooties going into your kid's mouth. It's just more of a mental picture, right?
Wait a second. Is there something called dick cooties?
No, I don't know. I'm just kind of lumping.
Why'd you say that then?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, just your gerbs, nut gerbs, just like your wetness of your dick. I don't know. Dr. Bexxx, do you
you're not helping.
Let's turn into
Dr.
Bexxx.
The more you talk, the less I am comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about dick cooties, dick juice, all of this stuff. And anytime I hear something like that,
now you don't want to do it anymore. Okay.
No, so it precludes. She tried the other week. And I was, I was limp.
Oh, so you can't even get it hard.
And I mean, I've never. No, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was a rag doll over here, and that's not an issue at all with me. I mean, I can nut and then be hard again 20 seconds later, but it's difficult. And so you with the dick cooties over here
are now
making me feel very like, now I'm thinking about like, is that transferable through the air? Is that like the new COVID?
Definitely
Everybody's
not.
gonna get dick cooties.
Dick cooties, yeah.
Gotta put a mask on your dick now.
23, is that what it is over here?
As soon as you take down your pants, all of a sudden it goes through the air. No, not at
all.
I was
just be wearing masks on the junk. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean that would just be underwear, right? Do you not wear underwear? Diane doesn't wear underwear.
No, I do.
Oh,
because I have zippers.
Yeah.
I have zippers in my trousers, my pants, my pantaloons, and like I don't want to ever catch a nut a testicle in a zipper. So I got to have some sort of barrier.
Got it. Dr. Bexxx, have you ever had this happen before in your practice?
No, my nuts have never gotten caught.
Not so much nuts and zippers. I'm talking more about having somebody suck.
Oh, that is a good. Hey, good for you, Dr. Bexxx. I don't recommend it. I know that you want to be able to empathize with people, but all I'm saying is never get your nuts caught in a zipper. Is all I'm saying.
Sounds painful. But Vinnie, I do want to let you know that what you're feeling right now is very normal. And I'm going to do something that I normally don't do when I'm working with my clients, but I'm going to introduce math. So I'm going to tell you about some math right now. So you are very lucky that you have 4 kids. Like, that's a lot of kids to have. Mm-hmm. But I want to let you know that every time that you ejaculate, there's 20 to 150 million sperm being put in your wife's mouth.
That's what I'm talking about. Whoa, why'd you say that to be in the mouth?
Well, anytime. But I'm just saying, if you do ejaculate in her mouth, the ratio, there's already kids in her mouth. So if she kisses your kids, it's fine. They're already there.
Whoa. I don't know about you, but my mind's blown right now.
Yeah, that kind of blew my mind there.
Almost like blown my load.
Yeah, now all I'm thinking about is like a million little Carmelos running around in my wife's mouth and then like putting it in my kid's mouth. Come on, this is disgusting. It's like
I'm saying that the millions of them are going to fight off your 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 kids, and it's not going to affect them.
Yeah. I think I'm more concerned, or I'm not concerned, but curious about is it goomage? Goomga? I can't remember.
Whoa.
Your side.
Goomad.
You goomad. Yeah, I'm more concerned about your goomad.
There you go. Yeah, yes, extended. Yeah.
Goomad.
Stay with me. Goomad.
So,
there you go.
So
there you go, paisano.
Yeah, so does she know about your goomad?
Well, it's not something that we like talk about or anything, of course, like it's accepted. It's looked the other way, it's like, when you're a neighborhood plumber who also, dabbles in gambling, everybody just sort of looks the other way.
Got it. I don't know about your culture, but is it acceptable for her to also have a male goomad? Goomel? So
my wife?
Yeah, so if she can go,
no, there's no goomale. There's no goomale. If there was, he would be good dead.
Got it. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? So maybe she can get off by sucking another guy's dick, or
whoa.
I'm just saying, like, or if that scares you, just have that in the back of your mind. It's like, if I don't let her suck my penis,
gotta take one for the team.
Then she could go off and suck some other guy's penis because that's what she wants. She's horny. That's her whole.
Oh boy.
That's what gets her off. That's what she needs, and it's all about compromise. So if one person has a kink and the other person doesn't really like that kink, there's got to be some type of compromise because. If whether or not it's a kink or a fetish, if it's a fetish, then you're like, well, this person can only orgasm if foot's in this person's mouth. So, in the other person's like, hey, I don't like you sucking on my toes, then you're going to have a little bit of a headbutt there, and it's the relationship's going to eventually. I mean, it might work out, but it's probably best to go separate ways. If you really don't like a foot being in your mouth, and your partner can only get off by having a foot in the mouth.
That's more of a fetish.
Yeah, then it would be a fetish. So it sounds like for your wife, it seems like it's more of a kink. So she's more just turned on by having.
Yeah, I don't know what woman fetish would be. Give me a blowjob.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're not going to say not.
I before we get into that, I feel like Vinnie, that there might be a compromise that you and your wife can make. Perhaps you can start with a blowjob and then finish on her stomach or her chest or something else, so that you don't have to finish in her mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that is like 100% off the table. Okay, like finishing in her mouth that image is already. I'm done with that. Okay, but I mean, if she makes an offer to me that I can't refuse, which is sucking me off, and then I get a fucker, then I'm okay.
Okay.
That maybe might be all right. I might be all right. But she's sort of like, you know, again, all she thinking about is like, because I've been saying no, she wants it more. So I don't even know if it's a kink or a fetish as much as it is just like, come on, let me, you know.
Yeah.
So like,
people
I can't
want
get
what
it
they
out
can't.
of my head.
Yeah, people want what they can't have. So the more you tell her that, you know, she can't have it, the more she's going to want it. So
there you go.
But have you thought about maybe just wearing a condom? How about that? Like they have flavored condoms. You can get banana and chocolate. Yeah, so she can suck your penis for you. Wear a condom, she'll suck it, and it's a flavored condom, so it tastes good for her. So
now she's kissing my kids with banana flavored dick.
Well, I mean, it's like anything else that you put in your mouth that's just some type of artificial flavoring. That's all it is. It's just artificial flavoring. So.
Yeah, well, my dick isn't Laffy Taffy. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's not like banana flavored. So like, I don't know if that's gonna help, because then I mean, basically what you're doing, it's like when you spray potpourri, you know, poopery or whatever. After you take a big dump, you spray it. Now it smells like shit and poopery, right? So it's like, you know, if I got a condom on and it's banana flavored or tiramisu flavored, it's still dick flavored tiramisu. You get me?
Yeah. No, I understand. But I mean, these.
Vinnie, I'm just wondering. Like, I know your kids are little, but she could just stop kissing them.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Well, I mean, come on. But I mean, the love of a mother.
Does she kiss him on the lips, though? I mean, is that something that?
Of course.
Have you tried not washing your genitals for a while and then be like, hey, you can suck my dick now, and it'll smell so bad that she won't want to do it?
Like, make her not want to do it. Just like let your pubic hair grow to a point where she can't even find your penis. It's just a big bush.
Because I don't know if you're circumcised or uncircumcised, but if Chet doesn't wash his penis for a while,
oh yeah, it smells like the
Fisherman's Wharf there.
Curiosity Shop, or you know, the San Francisco Fisherman's Wharf right there. So. Yeah,
wow.
It's smelly.
Well, I would say this. I mean, there's a few things that are sort of already working against me, and I take pride in my appearance, and in particular, my smell. I love to dabble in different fragrances and colognes and eau de toilets. So what I'm saying is, I got a pretty big fur burger as it is. I'm Italian, okay? Sicilian to be specific. So it's wiry, it's thick. It's a jungle, okay? I go 2 days. If I go a day and a half, I mean, it's like Parmesan cheese in my pants, okay?
That sounds...
I'm sure she won't, but there you go.
Just don't wash. Just deter her so she won't want to suck it. And then when your goumad comes along, then you can go ahead and wash it up, and then she can go ahead and go down on you.
Interesting. It's an interesting sort of take. I never thought of that. Just like, you know, keep it like a delicatessen in my pants. It's, you know, if it stinks like salami and Parmesan down there, you know, who wants to? Or she might even be more crazy for it. Who knows? She's a big fan. Big fan of encased meats.
Yeah,
I mean, who isn't?
If she really likes seasoned meats, then maybe that's not the right strategy. Or just put some other things down in there that are, I don't know, just... find out what food that she hates.
Wait, are you suggesting that I carry deli items in my pants to make it?
Back during like the Renaissance, they didn't bathe that much, so they put like garlic in their sleeves of the big puffy shirts, or you know, they put different spices in their clothing so that they could mask their smell. You could do the opposite, so you could just keep like an anchovy or something like that in your underwear, just to make it even worse. Or
wait, they use garlic to mask a smell? I feel like garlic would make them smell more.
I guess garlic smelled great, but you know, like you see those pictures of like Shakespeare with those huge like puffy shirts with all those like slats in them and stuff. Those slats were there so that they could put garlic cloves in there so that they could mask their BO. But I don't know.
Jeez,
it's funny with those.
They mask their BO with garlic.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So. It's when I watch these like Renaissance period pieces on like movies and TV and stuff, all I can think about is like, God, it must have smelled so bad there like back then.
Oh, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. Anytime they were at Littlefinger's, whorehouse in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It was like the stink of that place.
Because they never
must
bathed.
Have been disgusting.
And then they all had sex, and it was really bad.
Boy.
But
I wouldn't have had sex with anybody in Game of Thrones if I was like, I don't care. Even if I was like a Lannister, I wouldn't be fucking anybody because I would have stunk.
Yeah. So, well, Vinnie, I really hope that we kind of steered you in the right direction. We gave you some options. We got the we got mouthwash. We got
no bathing,
not coming in her mouth. We got flavored condoms. We got not bathing. We got going to the extreme of putting anchovies in your underwear. Hopefully that gets you in the right spot there. I always preach honesty. It's probably good to let your wife know, but about your goomad. But if you don't want to,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's just a cultural thing, and if that's something that's part of your culture and it's accepted, then hey, who am I to say one way or the other there? But
and Vinnie, if you could just take some reassurance in knowing that the mouth is self-cleaning. So
yeah,
whatever happens, whatever steps you guys take in your blowjob experience, do know that if you were to come in her mouth, it self-cleans within like 2-3 minutes. And if she mouth washes and brushes her teeth, there's no sperm left over. So just take that. That's some biology. I've thrown out math and now biology for you, that it is self-cleaning and no sperm will be left behind.
Yeah, so no dick cooties. Yeah.
No dick cooties. Can I ask you a question, Dr. Bexxx?
Yeah.
Is the asshole also self-cleaning?
No. Sorry.
No, not so much. It depends on what you're putting in there or taking out of it.
Okay, I was just wondering for my own edification and whatnot. Okay, thank you very much. You have offered lots of solutions to these things. I will consider them and probably just do what I want.
Sounds good. Vinnie, have a good night. Please stay safe, sane, and consensual, and please stay sex positive.
Hey, over here.
Hey. All right, so that was super interesting. I don't think I've ever had to deal with something on that level.
No, usually they want to know how to get their wife to give them more blowjobs.
Yeah, I mean, you laughed about that joke that I said there, Dr. Bexxx. Do you? I mean, you typically don't get into the specifics of your sexual life, but oral for us is something that we do on a regular. We probably spend more time having oral sex than we actually have penetrative vaginal sex. But is that also in your repertoire, Dr. Bexxx?
Oh yeah, I've been giving blowjobs since I was 16 years old. So I definitely opened up my sister's Cosmo, learned some tricks, and then kept my virginity for a long time while giving blowjobs.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Find it one of my favorite things to do. So no problems with it. Have felt so much power and control while doing it, and felt like it's very much I was in control. So it's my go-to. It's my random Thursday afternoon. The kids are sleeping. Let's do this. Big fan of it. I know that a lot of men and women don't like it. Like men don't like to give it. And women don't like to give it. And I understand that completely. Like I think it goes down. It goes down. And your first experience with it. And if you deal with someone that is like pushing your head down or forcing you into it, then you're not going to like it. But I had a wonderful experience where I was like, I'm going to do this. And I was ready to go. And I was with someone that was my age and he was willing. And it was a wonderful summer.
All right on. Yeah, I really enjoy oral, both giving and receiving. But it's something that's just like it's set in our sex routine. Like it's always I go down on Diane for at least 15 minutes before anything else happens, and she'll let me know. It's like I'm not ready for your penis. It's not warmed up enough, and so it's like that's fine by me. I can go back down there for a while. So Pete, what do you think about blowjobs? Is this something that you partake in? Man, I don't really do a whole lot of blowjobs, man. I just like to have my actual prostate rubbed. First of all, you gotta make sure that it's all consensual. You know, you can't actually have blowjobs if the person doesn't want to have a blowjob. All blowjobs should be consensual.
Can you give us any tips on, pleasing a prostate?
What are your tips there, Diane? Because I don't know. I don't give any type of oral because I am a giant prostate. Yes.
Well, I just thought maybe you would know what feels better on a prostate than just...
Oh, well, you gotta just, massage it. You gotta rub it a little bit. I don't know. How do you give blowjobs there, Diane? Not Chet.
Not Chet?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was aimed towards Chet there.
No, Chet doesn't know anything. I don't know how to give blowjobs. I can go down on a girl for a while, but yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Could you one hand or two hands and then your mouth. Get it warmed up. And go to town on it.
Got it. Who do we got calling in right now? There.
Prostate
Pete. Who do we got? We got a girl named Molly, and this girl, her husband actually, he's a closeted homosexual.
Oh.
So she's gonna figure out like how to approach him or something like that. I don't know.
Hello?
Oh, hi Molly. You're talking Sex Live with Chet and Diane. I am Chet.
And I'm Diane.
And you're also joined by Dr. Bexxx and Prostate Pete.
Oh, wow. Thanks for taking my call, you guys.
Yeah. So your husband actually, he is, so you think he's gay? Is that correct?
Well, we had a talk like 4 nights ago, and he told me he's gay.
Okay.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I I heard it out of his mouth, but see, the thing is, he doesn't want anybody to know. Okay. So he told me, but he says he wants to stay married. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, that there's hope there, right? I mean, what could I do sexually or otherwise to like make him forget about this gay thing and like just want to stay in our marriage but also not be gay?
You can't change somebody's sexual preference. So if someone's gay, there's no changing that. I don't know if you're religious or if you are a person of science, but there's no changing how someone who they're attracted to. So what you can do though is if marriage and relationships, they're on two different levels. The sexual level, there's also on like a commitment relationship bonding level. So if you feel that you're someone who wants to continue with this marriage because you feel connected to him and that you do love him and he loves you, even though that maybe he's not attracted to your gender, then maybe you could make it work. But there's some different things that you'll need to first explore. So is that your whole goal, is to try to change him, or are you trying to figure out how to stay with him?
Well, I mean, I want to stay with him. I mean, I married him because I love him. He says he wants to stay with me and he doesn't want people to know he's gay because we do live in a religious community, and he doesn't want to lose his job or his standing in the community, and I don't want to lose that either. So if I could change him, or if not change him, get him to focus back on me, then it would be great, right?
Yeah, maybe. I would say that like if he's really just done being with women and I want to be with a man, maybe you can start trying to do different acts that you get a strap on. You can it's a harness that you put on, and then there's different attachments. Yeah, it's you can get little dildos, or you can get butt plugs or different anal things. Yeah,
wait, like as I mentioned, we live in a religious community. We're both raised very religious, and so him saying this, or I mean feeling this, is not something I'm used to, but I love him, and one should stand by their husband. So I'm trying, and we have kids,
Okay.
it's So I thought my life was perfect, and then it turns out it wasn't. It's very surprising. I gotta say, I'm surprised.
Dr. Bexxx, have you gotten this in any type of your therapy or?
Yeah, Molly, I really feel for you. And it's no life is perfect. As much as we try to have the perfect life, maybe we're just happy. And so then my
That's what I told him, Dr. Bexxx. I said, maybe we're just happy, but he still wants to be gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm going to ask you, what do you want? Like, what do you want and need sexually or from a husband? Do you need a husband that is your best friend and going to support you and care for you and take care of you? Do you need a husband that's going to be sexually attracted to you, to want to have sex with you? Do you need a husband that's going to take you out? Do you want a husband that's going to buy you things? Like, whatever he's going through, that's a lot. But at the end of the day, what matters is what you need in this relationship. Because it sounds like you're going to stand by him and support him. But what also matters is what you need in this relationship. So what does he need to do to stand by you and support you?
I just want it to be like it was 4 days ago.
4 days ago? Wow. So up until 4 days ago, he just had a hard stop where he's just like, I don't want to have. Did you guys have sex before up until 4 days ago, or?
We did.
Oh, wow.
And it wasn't the best sex life, but I thought, he'll get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sat me down the other day after the kids went to bed, and he told me all this, and it's just all very confusing, And you guys are the only people I could talk about it with.
Got it. So someone from a religious community calling into a sex talk show to get some expertise advice.
Molly's not my real name. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. No, everyone.
Molly's not my real name.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in doing like maybe a devil's triangle with him?
Yeah, just have another guy come in. I guess they're in a religious community and there's not a lot of opportunity.
Maybe going out of
Anything that has
town.
the name devil in it is
not a good
something
idea.
I can do.
Yeah, I maybe go on a vacation to Dr. Bexxx just came back from a nudist resort, and you could probably meet some guys there that want to have sex with your husband. So
I just want to have sex with my husband.
Got it.
I don't mean to be rude, but he's my husband.
That is true. You don't want to share. I get it. That's fine. Go ahead, Dr. Bexxx.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but Molly, I want to let you know you are not alone.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I think there's a popular show. Is it Grace and Frankie that I think dealt with this in a comedic way? But you are not the first loving Christian woman to find out her husband is gay.
Mm-hmm.
Really? That means so much to know that. Nobody talks about this where I live.
Yeah, and if you were to go online, I guarantee that there are support groups for you. There's other women that are in the exact same situation that you are, and they're going to have a lot of help and a lot of support for you that you aren't going to get in your like face-to-face Christian community because people don't talk about it as much, And I think if you often watch like Frank and Gracie or Gracie and Frank, whatever the show is, you'll see that obviously if a show's made about it, this is happening in the world, and there are ways to cope with this, but it's going to be different for you than it is for someone else. But there are ways to cope with this. And it could be that you and your husband stay married and have a loving relationship and just are sexually satisfied some other way. Or it could be that like perhaps you guys separate and figure out what you need, but at the end of the day, it matters what you need and what will make you happy. And that's the most important thing.
Yeah. I want to throw another question out there. Have you ever had anal sex with him?
What? No.
No, you don't want him? Like, has he ever expressed to you that he wants to? I mean, because
he hasn't. As I said, this is all out of the blue.
Yeah. Okay. So he hasn't talked about actually wanting to, like, how he wants to have sex with a man. Because I don't know if you're aware about gay men, but so typically they have anal sex, but not all men. Because Dick Colby, our gay relationship and health expert, he is a side, and he doesn't like anal sex. He just likes oral. And so maybe your husband's like that. He's just attracted to men, and he just wants to be in the presence of a man. But if he's someone who does like anal sex, then there's 3 different types. There's tops and bottoms and verse. So a top is someone who likes to give anal sex, put his penis into an anus, and then there's a bottom who likes to receive
Wait a minute,
sex.
what was the third one?
The third one's
What
verse.
was the third one?
Third one is verse, so you like both.
Like in a song? Like a verse in a
It's
song?
it's kind of like reverse, but just verse. That's just what it is. I don't know where it comes
I've heard
from.
him talking about verses. I thought he joined a choir.
No, maybe he just likes giving and receiving, and
Oh my God!
But
You're blowing my mind.
yeah, well, I mean, maybe. I mean, anal sex, you can't just say to people, hey, you know what, give it a shot, because if you don't like it, there is a lot of steps you have to go to try and to do it. It's not something that you can just be like, all right, well, put it in. You got to be like 100% consensual on it. You can't just say like, I mean, you got to loosen up your anus. It's got to be lubed up. There's a lot of preparation and work that goes into it, and so. But I mean, if you're not into it, you're not into it, and that's fine. That's just how it is. And if maybe just open up your mind a little bit and say like, hey, would you like me to penetrate your anus? Just to your husband. Maybe that is something that he would be into. Maybe just a little finger, like
what?
I don't. Yeah, that's just something to start out with. Is just a finger. So
Just one.
Just one. Pinky, small.
Work your way up.
Yeah.
Molly, before you have this anal sex conversation, I think that you and your husband should go get counseling outside of the Christian community. Like, go to a couples counselor that is non-denominational, like doesn't have any strict black or white rules when it comes to marriages. And I think these are things that you should bring up in counseling, because you need to see where your husband's at and where you're at, so that you know what to do next. Because right now there's a lot of questioning what he wants and what he needs and what to do. And yes, of course you could go the anal route. You can buy strap-ons. They come in discreet packages. No one's going to know. But
you can buy them on Walmart.
You and your husband can have an honest conversation with each other about where this relationship is going to, because you're obviously growing and changing, and that's fine. This happens in every relationship, but you need to have an honest conversation with probably a counselor or a therapist that can help guide you and mediate, so that you guys can come to a happy resolution in your marriage, whatever that will be.
Would you recommend a sex therapist or just a normal therapist, Dr. Bexxx?
I would recommend just a normal therapist, because it's not all about sex right now. It's about how they communicate what they need. And then with any regular therapist, they can help with sex also. But we need to figure out where the disconnect is in the likes, basically, of what he is wanting and liking and what she is wanting and liking. Because it's not that he's like, I want men. He's married to her. So what matters is their relationship first.
Yeah.
And we can explore what is outside of it.
Yeah.
And is the anal thing indefinite? Like, I have to do that if I want to keep him?
I wouldn't say that. It's just about like what he wants and what you want and what's a compromise. A good therapist will be able to route through that and figure out what a compromise is. So, but Dr. Bexxx is the actual therapist. We're just a couple who has a lot of sex, and we're just giving all our knowledge by what we do. But Dr. Bexxx, what's your question? What's your answer to that question?
I mean, I think the next step is tonight is to, when you go to bed with your husband, is just to hold him and be there for him. He's obviously shared a lot 4 days ago, and I don't know how it's been every day since, but right
quiet.
now it's what?
Pretty quiet.
Oh.
Okay. But you know what? The best thing I think for you to do right now, Molly, is to let him know that I heard you, and I believe you. Just sort of validate him. Like, I heard what you said 4 days ago. I believe what you said, and I'm here for you. And so tonight, when you guys go to bed, just be there with him. And that's just holding him if he wants to be held, letting him hold you. Like, there's no need to do anything sexual. There's no need to have a huge monologue of feelings. I think he was so great and honest that he was able to share this with you, which is a huge thing. A lot of men, if they feel that they are gay, they don't feel safe enough to tell their wives. And he felt safe enough to tell you, which is huge. And I think the best thing to do is just validate him, that you heard him, you understand, and you're sorry that he's going through this, but you are there for him.
Okay.
Or, I mean, that was great advice. I wouldn't discredit anything that Dr. Bexxx said, but have you ever thought about, like, BDSM, just being a sub or dominant, being, like, dominating him? Maybe that's all you need, just being handcuffed, a belt or a whip or something like that.
Dress up as a Superman.
Yeah, just dress up as a man. And
what?
Just chain him up and just...
Maybe wear a beard and mustache.
You don't have to put on a strap-on, just... And you don't have to put your fingers in his butt, but maybe just put different things in his butt, and maybe he'll like that.
Don't put
things in his butt. I didn't realize there was so much to being gay.
Well, it's not a lot. It's just different, you know. It's just, you know, what people enjoy. So
straight people have anal sex.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yeah, so it's like whether
nobody I know.
Well, you know, the thing is that, like, you might not think that, but once, you know, the doors close and the lights go off, a lot of things happen that you're not aware of. So
I guess so. Apparently so.
Yeah. So, well, that was actually really good advice. That was like that was, I would say, like $500 advice right there, because if you were in like a counseling session with Dr. Bexxx, that's probably what she would charge for the 15 minutes that she chatted with you there. And so I think that was some fantastic words there. So Molly, I hope you got a little bit of the right direction there to head off to. So
yeah, can I call you guys again, in a couple weeks or whatever?
Of course.
Yeah, let us know what happened. What's the next step in your journey there? And hopefully you and your husband can find some type of compromise there. So have a good evening. Please stay sex positive. And
thank you, Chet and Diane. Thank you, Dr. Bexxx.
Yeah, have a good night.
Bye, Molly. Good luck.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Man, that's
a tough situation.
That was really tough. 2 tough calls. I don't know if we've had 2 tough calls like that in the same show. But yeah, Pete, you've been quiet. What's your view on anal?
What? That's all I like is anal sex, man. Because, you know, it's all about pleasing the prostate. There's a lot of nerve endings in me. There is a lot of nerve endings up in me. You gotta make sure that you just gotta rub it right, you know? If a penis or a finger or like a butt plug or a toy goes right up in there and you rub it, and then you know what, Chet? I don't know if you knew this, but you can have multiple orgasms if you're a man.
Oh.
Yeah, you can. You just don't jerk your penis, don't stroke it, just rub the prostate, and you can get to a point of almost climaxing, but you don't come. It's crazy, man. Did you know that, Chet? I did not, Pete. I wasn't aware. Yeah. You just keep on rubbing that prostate, and before you know it, it's a climax, and then it goes down. It's one of those like graphs, you know, those graphs that have they go whoop whoop whoop, that up and down. It's like sinusoidal, and it goes up and it goes down. That's what your pleasure meter is. It goes up and then it goes down, and you come or you don't come. Nothing comes out of your penis. It just orgasms and it goes back down again. And before you know it, you're gonna be coming a lot. But man, Yeah, it's just don't knock it till you try it, bud. Well, I'll
something new we can try.
Something
new. Yeah, there's always something in our repertoire. So, Dr. Bexxx, thank you so much for joining us, Pete. It's always been a pleasure. Hey, no problem, man. So we'll go ahead and end the show there. It's good to see you. I would love to have you back again. Please stay sex positive, everybody. Have a good night. And always keep it safe, sane, and consensual.